Guys, I did a couple cheap mods, man, to the Eahora Romeo Pro 2. What I did is I gave it a fender lift. Okay, we'll start in the front. What I did is I gave it a mini front fender, and all I did there is I cut the fender evenly. Now let's turn that. I cut it evenly on both sides. I also found out this tip is pushed on. I always thought this was part of the existing fender, but there's actually two rivets underneath here, and that's pushed on. So if you give this, like if you heat this up with a hair dryer or maybe an electric paint stripper, this might be able to come off, but I'm going to leave it on. And we made the back even with the front. I trimmed it out a little bit, and I drilled the hole for it to go right in top of there, because before it was underneath this, so now it's on top of it. And I also painted the white lines on the tire with some black paint. If that doesn't turn a flat color, I'll go over it with some flat black. That takes away the gnarly look a little bit. Okay, now let's go to the back here. Or let's go on the other side. I painted the, you can still see some of the white stripe on there. It's like 28 degrees out here right now. It's pretty hard. But we'll go over that again with either, you can even go over with a permanent marker. Permanent marker should do that, or some flat black paint. So the rear fender, I left the front part in. I cut it right here. That way there, when it turns like this, nothing splashes up onto there. And the back part, I don't know if you guys can see underneath there, but that's the location of the old brake light bracket. Like if you don't have this cargo rack and the basket, your brake light goes underneath the seat. I was going to say sink. It goes underneath the seat. So I cut a slot out in the rear fender, and it goes right on top of that bracket, and that holds it in place. Then if you buy the cargo carrier and the basket, you also get a brake light extension, because your brake light got to go back here. And what they do is they give you the extra wire, and the brake light bolts onto there. So what we did for the fender is I cut out 2 slots in the plastic. I heated them up and bent them up. I drilled a couple holes, and they go right into where the brake light holes go. And I think it looks a lot better like that. It gives it more of an off-road look. Now, what I need for this is I need a couple leather grip covers. I'm going to make those tonight, like I have on the Harley. That'll give me a little bit of a better grip on here. My tires, guys, are still, I was going to buy tires for this. I was going to buy knobby tires. But, these tires are good. They're pretty good. What I've read about knobby tires for electric bike is they actually take away battery life, because they create more resistance. They also might slow the bike down. So these are, I'll probably never wear these down. What do I have on here now? Maybe 500-600 miles, and these are showing no sign of wear. So we're going to keep those on until they wear down to nothing. You know, they do the job, and that's that. Now, this winter, we're going to flip this upside down, and we're going to take the wheels off, and the nylon planetary gears in there, I have to re-grease them with some white high heat lithium grease. So we'll take those. I'll show you guys how we take them off. They're really easy to take apart. We'll take them apart, grease up the planetary gears, and that'll be good for another year. Every year, I suggest you do that. You know, it also depends on how many miles you put on the bike too. It probably doesn't even need it, but we're going to grease them up. So, you know, the front fender, it serves no purpose, but it looks cool. And it takes that gnarly look away. I also took off the pedal reflectors too. I took them off. You know what? I'm going to show you guys the brake light. I'm trying to be able to put this tablet somewhere because I don't have any help whatsoever, guys. I have no help here. So let me see if I can sit this down. All right, guys. See if I can get you guys a brake light here. One thing this needs is a better kickstand. Okay, and you can get those online. I think a lot of them will just bolt right onto that. But that kickstand there, I don't know. It's just a little bit too weak for this bike. That's the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to replace that kickstand with a better kickstand.